So the thing I'm most passionate about is what we've created around team selling. And Robert, I'd like for you to share how that got created and how that ties into Scrum and some of the other things that are going on in software development.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm super passionate about this topic. I've been thinking about it. Actually, I've been thinking about it for about the last at least 10 years. I think I wrote a blog post on it in 2003. Maybe it was just after that, but I was noticing that, the typical days of business-to-business selling, especially into certain size companies where you were calling in and having an impact with one individual and then being able to secure business, were slipping and changing and going away. That dynamic doesn't exist anymore. Anybody who's done business lately knows that there's multiple relationships within organizations that have to be considered, interfaced with, managed, et cetera. So how do you do that? And then a lot of people, there's a lot of sort of moving from one side of the fence to the other that has to occur in terms of thinking and how to accomplish that. So through Julian and I's collaboration, and we actually had some great feedback from other folks too in the field that have been sort of pioneering it. We basically came up with a team selling framework that we've implemented in the last few projects we've done that works very, very well, and it allows for this and creates the space for more of a collaborative environment, less of a we call it the lone wolf mentality, where you have your key salesperson that's hoarding everything or creating conflict inside of the sales ranks, which is common. It happens a lot. So how do you bring people back together working towards a common outcome, and how do you create velocity and speed behind it through we use sprints just like in Scrum to accomplish these things, and then there's group accountability. We can adjust on the fly. We do daily stand-ups. We have dashboards for visibility. So we use a lot of the same framework, and we've built tools to help accomplish that. And you can also, instead of going back and constantly having churn or maybe hiring somebody and they have one part of that skill set, you can actually assess and figure out how to best position them on the team to help get where you need to go. So there's some interesting ways to think about it. Any observations you have on team selling, Julian?
Well, yeah, and it's something that you can define what it should look like, and then hire for it, or like you said, reposition people. And it doesn't have to take a long time to get this implemented. Like within a couple months, it has taken hold, and within 6 months, there's a whole new culture around selling where the entire organization is focused on selling, not just one particular person.
Yeah,
which
that's
actually
an important point.
Which gets back to a fundamental leadership issue and how the CEO and founder sees the world. And often they're a great salesperson themselves, but haven't found the way to actually develop out a sales organization that's consistent.
Yeah,
so
there's sometimes, it's always about leadership. It's never not about leadership. We talk about that. And so how do you bridge that reality with what's actually being executed on behalf of the company in terms of growing revenue consistently, and really having an overall commitment to that. So that's really solid. Last point on there was what's wrong with leadership. Well, what is wrong with leadership these days, Julian? What are some of your observations about the things we've been working on?
Yeah, well, I don't want to offend anybody, but there's often some sloppy habits where there's a lot of handshake partnerships that need to get trued up and squared up, and people performing better. And a lot of those are external or sometimes even internal, and so those we help get addressed. And as I said a minute ago, a sales culture, not just one person selling, but the entire organization focusing on on selling, whether it be pulling leads from clients and feeding those back to the sales team and things like that. Everybody needs to be selling. And there's a lot of bad rap as people are avoiding it and just want to hide behind social media or text messaging and not pick up the phone. So we're advocates of people actually talk to human beings and an organization that is able to interact with other people. And
Okay,
ultimately
we're actually
the tip.
we're actually okay with the word sales.
Exactly, we're pro sales. That's why we call it pro sales. And the final thing is, we just seen a lot of resentments between the founders and their sales team, and behind closed doors, often there's nasty things said both ways, and the CEOs are resentful that they're paying good money and not getting results, and the sales teams have sometimes objections to what to the CEO behavior and things like that. So we worked that out in a way that now has both the sales team and the CEO aligned and working together effectively.
Excellent. All right, well, let's wrap this up. So let's see. If you're interested in knowing more about us, you can catch us. The best place to catch us is at LinkedIn. We're there pretty much every day. We have relationships, and we do a lot of communication stuff there, so you can look for us online there. That's our company page, and if you go there, you'll see our profiles right in the upper right corner. We are also on Facebook, so there's the URL for that. And then, of course, there's our company website, vitalization.com. You can email us there at growth@vitalization.com, or you can call either of us. My phone number is the 270-883-2640. That's Robert. Mm-hmm. And then Julian.
Mine's 619-573-6638.
Well, we certainly appreciate you taking a moment to learn more about us. If you want to get in touch, reach out. Definitely check out what we talk about and what we're working on, and we hope we get to connect with you at some point in the future. All right. Anything else, Julian?
No, that's great. Look forward to seeing you all on the next webinar.
All right. All the best. Thank you.